circumstances. Grammer's going down with an injury, down 38-10.
Third down and 12 for the true freshman. Game 1 against this Miami team. There's Lightwood trying to extend the play on 3rd and 12. Throws it downfield and incomplete as he was looking for Jim DK.
Tyler Barron for Miami is having one heck of a game. He has just been
Oh, boy. Jesus. He's just shaking his head, too. Anyway, what going on, everybody? Shout out to everybody. Subscribe, like, comment, share on all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shout out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Woo, Lord have mercy. Daniel, what's up, man? Jonathan Brutus, Big Buck, Andre Cook, who that for life? What's up, man? What's happening? I'll bat you in your mouth, boy. Man, I'm up here watching this Florida Miami game, man. Dog, I'm a big Florida fan all day, every day, born and raised as a Gator fan. Ike Hilliard, Rito, Anthony, Danny Waffle, Terry Dean, Jacquez Green, Fred Taylor, Eric Rett, all the Florida greats, Tim Tebow, Javon Kears, Jonathan Bullard. I've never seen Florida look so inept. I've never seen the Gators look so inept. Even with Dan Mullen, Will Muschamp, the later years of Urban Meyer, I've never seen Florida look so inept. I've never seen Florida look so bad. 38 points in your home opener, the most points ever given up by a Florida Gator team in history. Brent, what's up, man? Lucas, what's up? Malcolm, what's up? Felix. It is so embarrassing to watch the Gators play right now. Year 3 for Sunbelt Billy Napier, year 3, and they look even worse. They look even worse than last year. No discipline, no creativity, bad play calling. Defense looks terrible. No pass rush. The secondary looks lost. No athletes really like to really make something happen, really like that. And they showed the schedule for the Gators. I don't think the Gators winning more than 3 or 4 games. I don't think the Gators going to win more than 3 or 4 games. Billy Napier will get fired. I hate to say that. He's not a good coach. His scheme is made for lower level conference play. The MAC, Sun Belt, the WAC, like the MEAC, stuff like that. His offense is so terrible. Think about this. Florida is a national D1 school that athletes go to, football players go to. Florida got talent. They just got the wrong coach. They got to go get a coach that's proven to coach at Florida. You can't go get these Billy Napiers, these Will Muschamps. You got to go get a real, bona fide coach. This is bad, folks. Florida is in a really bad situation. Florida is in a really bad situation for the next 2 years. If they don't get rid of Billy Napier, they're not gonna win anything. He's worse than Muschamp. He's worse than Dan Mullen. He talks a good game. He can recruit, but he can't coach. No OC. He's calling plays. He also manages the special teams. He's also the special teams coordinator. He don't know what he's doing. He's in over his head. Florida will not win more than 3 or 4 games this season, and he will get fired. I don't think he's going to last the whole season. And if you look at Miami, Mario Cristobal is not a really like top-level coach, but you can see the difference on the field. Talent-wise, Miami is so much better than the Gators. This is bad, folks. I don't see Florida winning more than 3 or 4 games. Billy Napier will. I don't think he's going to make it through the season. And also, he recruited DJ Lagaway. And if he gets fired, DJ's going to probably follow him. Graham Mertz, he's terrible. 6-year senior, look so inept at quarterback. The biggest difference on the field in this game is the quarterback situation. The biggest difference on the field in the Miami-Florida game is quarterback. Graham Mertz is terrible. 6-year senior. He could have just played DJ Lagaway right away. The Wisconsin transfer is not good. I don't want to see Graham Mertz no more. Anyway, let me get to the Bucs, man, because this is just like the swamp is people are leaving the game. People are leaving the game. They're not going to win nothing. Miami is leaps and bounds better than Florida. Anyway, let's get to the Bucs. The Bucs finished the preseason. They got the 53-man roster. So here's my recap on preseason. The Bucs look good. As far as preseason play, right? I can't speak on the regular season because I don't know what's going to happen. But from what I've seen in preseason with Bucky Irvin and Jalen McMillan and Graham Barton, they're going to be contributors. Now, it comes down to can they take what they did in preseason and translate that to the regular season? That is the question. And can the second-year players make a jump? The Cody Mauch. Can they make a jump? Kalaji Clancy, Yaya Diaby. They need to make a jump. And the rookies need to be kind of a high impact. Now, I don't expect those rookies to be Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr. impact because those two picks in 2020 were super rare. The Bucs has never had a draft class like that, having 2 all-pro guys in the same class. Both guys top 3, top 4 in their positions. I'm not asking for Jalen McMillan and Graham Barton and Bucky Irvin and Chris Braswell to produce like a Winfield Jr. or a Tristan Wirfs. But they need to look just like last year's rookie class, contribute enough. That way, year 2 would be a good jump. And as far as the year 2 guys, the Yaya Diaby, the Kalaji Clancy, the Cody Mauch, they need to make a significant jump in order for the Bucs to take it to the next level. And in the third-year guys, we're talking about the Rachaad Whites. He needs to make a jump too because Bucky Irvin is on him. Trey Palmer needs to make a jump, even though he's not the starting third receiver. But I told y'all that, and I'll get to that in a second. But what's up, Anthony Cotton? All I'm saying is what I saw in preseason, I saw the young guys look good. I already know what Mike Evans is. I already know what Chris Godwin is. I already know what Tristan Wirfs does. I already know what Winfield Jr. and Vita and Levante. I already know what Jamel Dean can do. I done seen enough of Xavier McCullough. I know what Baker Mayfield is. Okay. I know what Cade Otton is, right? I already know of that. My focus was the young guys. The Jalen McMillan, that's what I was looking at. Rizlo, what's up, man? All I'm saying is that needs to transfer to the regular season. Now, look, preseason wasn't the perfect preseason. It wasn't the best preseason. Preseason can be misleading. right? You wish, what's up? Preseason can be misleading, okay? But also it can be a telltale situation. Now, the Bucs, as far as a preseason grade, I'm gonna say a B plus, because nobody's perfect, right? Some of the young guys made the squad, right? Hey, there we go. DJ Lagaway. So as far as the 53-man roster, right? As far as the 53-man roster, and I'm gonna go through this, right? Has there been any surprise? Has there been any surprise who made the roster? Is there anybody? Has anybody that made the roster surprise you? Now, this who the quarterbacks are: Baker Mayfield, Kyle Trask. They did pick up Michael Pratt. I like Michael Pratt. I watched him at Tulane, which is here in New Orleans. Running backs: Rashad White, Booker Irving, Sean Tucker. Now, Chase Edmonds was put on not IR, but PUP, I believe. But I think Sean Tucker is going to keep that spot anyway. The receivers: Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, Trey Palmer, Cam Johnson. A lot of people like Cam Johnson. I do too. He looked good in preseason. And people was talking about the Miller guy and the Cody Thompson situation, but I think they're on the practice. I'll get to that in a second. But Jalen McMillan is the starting third receiver. And I told y'all this when they picked Jalen McMillan. I told y'all when they picked him. I told y'all he's going to get the spot. And there's nothing against. Okay. There's nothing against Trey Palmer. And people was trying to like cap for Trey Palmer, but I told y'all this. Jalen McMillan is leaps and bounds better than Trey Palmer. It's not even close. When the minute they picked up Jalen McMillan, I told y'all. Desmond, what's up, buddy? Fire the cannons, go Bucs. I told y'all. I said Jalen McMillan will get the third spot. So when he got named the starter, I was not surprised one bit. Graham Barton, let me get to the tight end. Tight ends: Cade Otton, Payne Durham, Cole Keefe, Devin Cope made the roster. Devin Cope made the roster, the 7th round pick from Washington. Shout out to Devin Pope. Hopefully he can find a way through there and contribute. I think he's a good receiving tight end. The offensive lineman. The offensive lineman: Tristan Wirfs, Ben Bretson, Graham Barton, Cody Mulch, Luke Gadecki, Robert Hainsley, Justin Scully, Brandon Walton, and Elijah Klein. Another rookie that made the team. And of course, Graham Barton was named the starting center. Not surprised. The minute that Graham Barton got drafted, you knew he was going to be the starter somewhere on that O-line, whether it's guard or center. And they put him at center. He played tackle at Duke. Georgia Southern beating Boise State. What's going on right there? I'm about to go check that out real quick. So that solidified the center position. I think that's an upgrade over Robert Hainsley. I got tired of seeing Lagaway. Now, Graham Barton is an upgrade over Robert Hainsley. That's clear. We do recognize that. Okay. Lagaway looks a lot better than Graham Mertz. I tell you that much already. Don't go back to Graham Mertz no more. Don't even play Graham Mertz no more. It's a wrap. Play DJ Lagaway. What do you got to lose? Anyway, the Bucs O-line, a position group in question still. I get it. I get it with the Graham Barton pick. I get it. He's starting. He looked good in preseason, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm happy for that. but it's got to translate to the regular season. We don't know how this O-line is going to look in the regular season. Okay? We don't know. We can speculate, optimism and stuff like that. I get it. I'm with you on that. But we don't know until the regular season start how this O-line is going to run block. Pass blocking, they're pretty decent in pass blocking, right? The question is, can they run block? That's why they drafted Graham Barton. To get the interior with some size and some toughness. Now, once again, Graham Barton played tackle at Duke. But can he translate can he be more a physical center than Robert Hainsley getting ragdoll? Because we all seen Robert Hainsley get ragdoll. Okay. So the question mark for the O-line in the regular season is, can they run the ball? Okay. Because Baker Mayfield is going to need that run game to excel, to take it. For Baker Mayfield to take it to the next level, he needs the running game. If you want to see a better version of Baker Mayfield than last year, the running game will be very, very imperative. Okay. Defensively. D-line. Another group in question, right? Another group on the Bucs team that's in question. As far as rushing the passer, not stopping the run, but rushing the passer. These are irrefutable facts, right? So you can make an argument, and I get it, but the fact of the matter is the O-line still got question marks in the regular season. When the regular season starts, can the Bucs run the ball consistently and not be ranked 31st? That is an irrefutable fact. I don't care how you feel and none of that stuff, right? That's still a question mark. Until we see what it looks like in the regular season, it's still a question mark. And it's same thing with the D-line. Question marks. Not about stopping the run. It's about rushing the passer. Now, the D-linemen, Vita, Kalijah Clancy, Logan Hall, Greg Gaines, William Golson, Ernest Brown. People had him making the team. Some people didn't. Ernest Brown. Shout out to Ernest Brown. Okay. Shout out to Ernest Brown. Making the team. But the question is with the D-line is, where's the pass rushers? Right? Now, on the D-line, the guys in three-point stance, Kalijah Clancy is the best pass rusher on the D-line, a second-year player. Vita is not a pass rusher. He's a run stopper with occasional sacks here and there. We're not going to get much out of Greg Gaines, and I'm not sold on Logan Hall anymore. So I've given up on Logan Hall. Come on, number 8. Anyway, Ernest Brown will contribute. Okay. Ernest Brown will contribute. Now, outside linebacker, another group in question. Can we get some outside pressure consistently? Anthony Cobb, what's up, man? These are question marks that we already know about. This is not like we don't know these things. It's the things that I'm pointing out that still are in question until we see different in the regular season. Until we see different in the regular season, we got to see the progression on the outside pass rushers. Yaya Diaby, Joe Triastoinka, Chris Braswell, Anthony Nelson, Marquise Watts, Jose Ramirez. I've given up on Joe Triastoinka. I don't care if it's a contract year. And don't give me this, because you know how this works. When contract years happen, players tend to turn it up. And let me see, Joe Triastoinka going to get like 8 sacks and going to want a big contract. Nope. Because you didn't show me nothing in 4 years. And they didn't even pick up his 5th-year option. Chris Braswell will contribute. My question with Chris Braswell, can he handle starting right tackles or left tackles? Can he handle that? Does he have the NFL strength to handle top-level tackles? Starting right tackles, not backups and third stringers. We're talking about starting tackles. Can he handle that? Anthony Nelson, he's not going to give you a lot. He's a rotational guy at best. right? Okay. Marquise Watts and Ramirez, they're more on the smaller side as far as weight wise, but they're quick. They're like 6'3", 6'2 and a half, 6'2 and 7/8. But can those guys also handle starting right tackles and left tackles, not third stringers and backups and stuff like that? So once again, the outside linebackers, outside of Yaya Diaby, I still have question marks. And the Bucs did not make no significant moves to get that position upgraded outside on the other side of Yaya Diaby. Okay. So question marks on the D-line rushing the passer from an interior perspective, and question marks on the outside linebackers rushing the quarterback. That's still in question. Don't give me the optimism stuff. Give me the facts. It's all about the pass rush when it comes to the front seven. In today's NFL, it's about pass rush. You can stop running all you want to, but if you can't get to the quarterback, your secondary will get shredded. And as I transition to the secondary that gave up 249 yards a game, I think it was like 31st or 30th in the NFL in passing yards allowed per game. So this is another group in question. In particular, the cornerbacks, Jamel Dean and Zion McCullough. But before I get to the secondary, let me go to the linebackers. Levante David, KJ Britt, Servassier Dennis, and JJ Russell. Now, outside of Levante David, this is a position of weakness. Outside of Levante David, this is a position of weakness. The Bucs did not address this in the draft or free agency. They went with the young guys. Okay. The Reaper, what's up? I agree. I was watching KJ Britt in preseason. He's going to be a problem in coverage. He's going to get exploited in coverage. I'm a little nervous about KJ Britt in pass coverage. Now, run stopping, he's going to do what he needs to do. He's going to be much better than Devin White. But I'm worried about KJ Britt in coverage. I'm a little worried about that. I'm nervous. I don't know about y'all, but I'm nervous on that. If they sub him out for Servassier Dennis, I'm okay with that. So the Bucs got question marks at linebacker outside of Levante David. Those guys are all unproven. All of them. KJ Britt, Servassier Dennis, JJ Russell. If Levante David gets injured, oh my gosh, it's going to be a big problem. We can't have any injuries at linebacker, especially with Levante David. At his age, 32, 33 years old? Man, I hope he stays healthy the whole season because he's going to have to carry a lot. Okay? Secondary. We got Jamel Dean, Zion McCullough, Winfield Jr., Jordan Whitehead, Tyke Smith, Christian Eisen, Bryce Hall, Karan Mayweather, Josh Hayes, Tavarian Thomas, Tariq Funderburg. Another position of group that's in question as far as covering. We're talking about the cornerbacks. I think the safety is going to be fine. In my opinion, I think the safeties will be fine with Jordan Whitehead as long as he stays healthy because he can get nicked up quite a bit. And also Winfield Jr., the way he tackles, he gets a lot of concussions and get bangs upside the head quite a bit. But Jordan Whitehead is more injury prone than Winfield Jr. Winfield Jr. is prone to concussions because how he tackles. Right? Okay. Now, cornerbacks, the biggest question mark on the defense, in my opinion, along with the D-line or outside pass rushers. I'm not sold on Zion McCullough. Jamel Dean, it is what it is with Jamel Dean. He's gonna play well here and there, but he's also going to get hurt. He's going to get nicked up. And he's gonna act like he's hurt when he get burnt. He's gonna look to the side like, oh, I'm hurt. Come get me. And he just got burnt. We already know how that works. Okay. We know how this works. We already know how this works with Jamel Dean. He gets burnt. He's oh, my hamstring. Oh, my ankle. Okay. And Zion McCullough, we know how he look against top level receivers. Not even competitive. They eat him alive. So I am worried about the cornerback position. And as far as the slot, the nickel guy, who's going to win that battle? Who's going to be the starter? Now, I hope Tyke Smith is the guy that takes the spot. I like Christian Eisen, but Tyke Smith is better. Bryce Hall, he's a backup guy. I wouldn't get too hyped up about Bryce Hall. But Tyke Smith, we want him to be the starter. And if you watched him in preseason, he was doing okay out there. But once again, in regular season, it's a big difference. Okay? And then, of course, there was question marks. There was question marks about, well, Chase McGlock, the kicker, Jake Kamada, and Evan Deckers, his long snapper. Right? So, people was talking about Chase McGlock missing field goals in preseason, not looking good. He made a field goal last preseason game, but we can't have him missing field goals. And then Jake Kamada hasn't had a great preseason. So concerns there with the special teams. And the special teams return on coverage, punt return, kick return units are still not good. Kick coverage is still not good. Punt return and kick return coverage still not good. Did y'all see the last game of the season? The last preseason game, they just can't cover. They don't know. They don't cover well. And the punt return, kick return units, I mean, what are we getting from them? So special teams still in question. So like I said, going into the season, the Bucs have question marks that can be answered by play on the field. Now, in all, my take on the Bucs, I got the Bucs. I'm going to do my schedule breakdown in another video next week. But my take for the Bucs, and let me throw this in there too. The Bucs are the second youngest team in the NFL. The second youngest team in the NFL, 25.6. The Bucs went from the oldest team to the second youngest team. Shout out to Jason Light. Shout out to Jason Light transforming the Bucs roster from old and wrinkled to the second youngest. Shout out to Jason Light. It was a rebuild on the fly. That was a rebuild on the fly. Don't give me this reload crap. It was a rebuild on the fly. Low-key rebuild on the fly, and it didn't fall apart. It was a rebuild on the fly, and it didn't fall apart for the Bucs. The Bucs had enough good players on the team to stay afloat. I'm keeping it real with y'all. Shout out to Jason Light for keeping the Bucs competitive. Even though the NFC South is the worst division in the NFL. But I got to give Jason Light credit on that. 26 out of the 30. I have a stat here. So I made some notes here. 26 out of 30 in the past 3 drafts. 26 out of 30 have made the roster. In the last 3 years, 26 out of the 30 picks have made the roster. Opening day roster. Right? 44 out of 53 have been drafted or undrafted rookies are on the roster right now. The only people that Jason like was it it's Ben Bretzen, it's Baker Mayfield. Who else? Red Gaines. There's a couple of guys that it's only a handful. But 44 out of 53 were drafted or undrafted rookie free agents are on the roster right now. Shout out to Jason Light for keeping the team afloat, keeping the team average. That's what they are. The Bucs, as of right now, based on the last 2 years, are an average team. 17-17. Oh, BucosLocker, you hating. You being negative. No, that's a fact. But look what Jason Light did. He rebuilt the Bucs on the fly and were able to be a 500 team, basically. That don't happen. In order for the Bucs to win double-digit games, that means the guys they drafted got to take a step up. The second year and the third year guys got to take another step up. They got to take another step up. So the rookies got to produce. Now they ain't got to be like all pros or whatever the case may be. But the second year guys, like Yaya needs to go from 7.5 to 10.5 sacks or 11 sacks. Kalijah Clancy needs to go from 5.5 to 9. That's what I'm talking about. Trey Palm, you get where I'm going with this. In order for the Bucs to win double digits, these guys, class of 2024, 2023, and 2022, need to be very productive. That's the only way the Bucs are going to make a significant jump. If they don't make a significant jump, then we're talking about 7 to 9 wins. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is the Bucs did not make any significant changes to the roster outside of drafting rookies that made the team, which is great. But the Bucs did not make any major moves outside of their guys. Let me repeat this, folks. The question marks that the Bucs had in the offseason, interior O-line, running back, pass rush, cornerback. What did the Bucs do to significantly make that better, those areas better? Graham Barton, upgrade from Robert Hainsley, but we don't officially know that until the regular season. But the Bucs really basically they stayed the same. So until the regular season start, it's all speculation, it's all prediction based. And I'll give my prediction of the Bucs record next week. before the first game of the season, which is next Thursday. I did give it away already. I got the Bucs winning the division. Now, as far as the record, nobody knows. I'll give you that next week. Oh, BucosLocker, you hating? You being negative. I got the Bucs winning the division, but still, I get it, man. But you negative. see. I don't understand BucosLocker. I got to go find me another channel to make me feel good. I mean, I get it. I know he reps the Bucs and he wears the jerseys and he's been having the BucosLocker channel for 7 years and he reps his team hard. He used to work at the stadium and all that, but he's negative. Okay, he got the Bucs winning the division for 3 years in a row, but he's still negative. I like those type of guys, man. They funny to me. I had to do that. I had to pick on those guys because they funny to me. But anyway, it's all love though. I don't take it personal. I think it's funny. But I got the Bucs winning the division. That's my opinion. That's my prediction as far as the record. I can't tell y'all that yet. No, you'll get what I'm saying. Fire the cannons, go Bucs. Those type of guys, they I find those guys funny, right? When I speak highly about the Bucs or when I speak good about the Bucs, they're never around. But the minute I point out things that are in question, that I find that's in question or they're not good in, I'm being negative. And despite the fact that the people that say that stuff, they know the Bucs running game wasn't good. They know the interior line wasn't good. They know the secondary, in particular cornerbacks, wasn't good. And they know the pass rush wasn't good. But I pointed out I'm being negative. What the hell? He's being negative. Oh, every time I turn around, he's being negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I say, come see me. And then they never come around. But anyway, they won't win that battle. They trust me, they won't. Because I got too much facts. And no matter how you feel, the facts will always trump. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pointing out facts. They get mad at me for pointing out facts. That's not being me negative. Don't blame me. One of my hashtags is don't get mad at me. I don't play the game. I just talk about it. So if I see something that the Bucs are not doing good in, I'm going to talk about it. I'm not like these other channels. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the Bucs, like I said, now I always say this. The Bucs are not a bad team. They're not a bad team at all. It's just they got some question marks on the roster. That is not being negative. There is no team in the NFL that's perfect. And think about this. If you really watch football and you kind of like scour the NFL social media, go look at other fan base channels like mine. Go find channels that got guys like me talking about the Broncos, the Vikings, the Chiefs, whatever. They go through it too. Their own fan base will attack them for talking about something that is in question about the team. Go to the Atlanta channels. Go to the Panthers channels. Go to the Saints channels. There's guys that's like me that's going to be like, look, they're not good in this area. Question marks at quarterback. Oh, you don't like the quarterback. You being negative. I'm not the only channel that go through people that gets in their feelings. The Broncos channels, the Browns channels, the Bills channels. I've seen it all. I've seen guys just like me speak facts and literally pointing out the facts. And you got people in the comment section getting mad at you at those guys pointing out facts. How are you getting mad at the platform for pointing out something that you know that it needs to get better? So this season, for you guys that's out there and you gals out there that gets upset about people on platforms like mine pointing out the problems on your team, if you don't like it, go find another channel to coddle your feelings. Because I'm telling you right now, if the Bucs play well, I'm going to talk about it. If the Bucs play okay, I'm going to talk about it. If they play bad, I'm going to talk about it. If they play ugly, I'm going to talk about it. Get out your feelings. And to be honest with you, and I hate to sound like this, but I don't care about your feelings talking about football. And if you don't like it, one of my new hashtags, come see me. Come see me in the locker room and get it all out. I'll be the therapist. Get all your frustration out in the locker room, but make sure when you come in the locker room, you have your feelings in check, because I'm going to give you hardcore facts. I don't care about how you feel about a play. The results is what matters. 3rd and 1, they didn't get the first down because of poor blocking. That's what happened. Well, if such and such would have did this, I don't care. Falcons. Kirk Cousins, Falcons offense, 3rd and 12. Kirk Cousins dropped back. First down, Atlanta, 13 yards. That was terrible defense by Todd Bowles. Terrible defensive call by Todd Bowles. Well, if such, no, I don't care. Terrible. I'm going to talk about it. Sacked by Joe Tryon. That's what I'm talking about, Joe Tryon. I like how he ripped and dipped. Push-pull technique. He got around with a swim move. Good play, Joe Tryon. I'm going to talk about it. I am not, and shout out to other channels like mine, I am not the type of channel that's only going to talk about nothing but good. There is no team in the NFL that is perfect. No team in the NFL exempt from critique. Even the Chiefs, they are not exempt from critique, from being critiqued. The beautiful thing about me is I can talk about all 32 teams just like this, not in depth like the Bucs, but I can talk about at least half of the NFL like this. But I talk about my team because I love the Bucs. That's the beautiful thing about me. I don't pigeonhole myself. All those channels that like to coddle, I'm not just talking about Bucs channels, I'm talking about across the NFL, all the fan base channels around the NFL, the ones that like to coddle the fan base and not tell the truth. That's ridiculous. Or tap dance around the truth and not really speak about what the problems is because they're trying to protect their image or protect their credentials. The politically correct words they're using instead of being honest. I'll say this. My last thing I'll say this. If you are in your feelings, no matter what type of fan you are, Saints fan, Falcons fan, Panthers, Titans, Texans, Jet, you better go find the channels that's going to coddle you to your feelings. Stay away from channels like mine. Go find the channels that's going to be like, attaboy. Anyway, I like what the Bucs are doing. They're looking good. It just comes down to the production in the regular season. It's always about that. I've been doing this for 7-8 years straight. You know how many times we've did this prediction videos and what's going to happen. And a lot of us been wrong. Like I'll use last year as an example. When I did the record prediction last year, I said between 7 and 10, 9 and 8, but I chose 7 and 10. We had people in the chat last year, 10 and 7, 11 and 6, 12 and 5. I mean, despite the fact that the Bucs had question marks, they were still picking the Bucs to win double digits. And when the Bucs went 9 and 8, what did they do? Oh man, well if they would have beat the Falcons and the Texans, that would have been 11 games. The fact of the matter is they went 9 and 8. You chose 11 and 6, disregarding the problems that the Bucs had last year. Let's see if you learn from your mistakes. Nobody's perfect, but you gotta be. You when you're doing predictions about football records, you gotta be more realistic. You gotta be more realistic in what is the results that what you've seen from the coach, the quarterback, and other players. Teams have thresholds. Every year, there's a team out of nowhere that comes out of nowhere. We get that, like the Texans, right? But every team has limitations, even the Texans. Every year, teams improve. Some teams get worse. Some teams stay the same, like the Bucs. 8, 9, 9, and 8. And speaking of teams' improvement, we lost to the Texans and the Falcons last year. 2 games that we should have not lost. We shouldn't have lost those games. Let me show you how the NFL works. The Bucs went 9 and 8. There were 2 games that the Bucs shouldn't have not lost. They shouldn't have lost the Falcons game. They shouldn't have lost the Texans game. We can agree with that. We lost the Falcons game when they had Desmond Ridder at quarterback. And we lost the Texans game to C.J. Stroud, rookie quarterback, and D'Amico Ryans, rookie head coach. I'm just going to point out the Falcons and the Texans game. I'm not going to talk about the Colts game or the Browns game or the Bills game. I'm not going to point those games out. The Falcons and the Texans. This is how fast the NFL moves. The 2 teams that we lost to, the Texans and the Falcons, 2023. Here we are in 2024. And regardless of how you feel about the Texans and the Falcons, what did they do to improve their teams? What did the Falcons and the Texans do to improve their teams in this offseason? Did they make significant changes or a significant change or changes to upgrade their team? Now, mind you, we lost to those teams just last year. We lost to both of those teams last year. Fast forward to 2024, both teams made a significant change or changes. I'll start with the Texans. They went and got Stephon Diggs. They beat us without Stephon Diggs. So now they got Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, and Nico Collins, and C.J. Stroud, and Dalton Schultz. With a top 7 left tackle, pretty good O-line, nice center. You don't think the Texans is going to be harder this year? And we couldn't beat them last year with a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback. Now they got another year of experience, and they added another playmaker. The defense got better, obviously. So they got Mixon. Oh, yeah, Mixon too. Joe Mixon. I forgot about him. And we didn't beat them without those guys. So did the Texans get better? They did. On paper, they did. They got 2 guys that are known production players on offense. Oh, I forgot. Daniil Hunter, too. My bad. Oh, my gosh. So you see how fast NFL works? Every year you must upgrade. You must improve. We lost to the Texans last year, and they added 3 pieces. They upgraded in 3 areas. If I gave you 100 cans of soda, we'll just use soda. How much are you willing to bet that the Bucs will be a favorite to beat the Texans? If they was to play right now, who you think will be the favorite to win that game? Heavy favorite. Now, mind you, we lost to them last year. We should have beat them last year. I'm giving this an example to paint a bigger picture here. Let's go to the Falcons. Another team that we lost to last year that we shouldn't have lost to with Desmond Ridder at quarterback. What did the Falcons do? They got rid of Arthur Smith, a bad head coach that didn't know how to use Bijan Robinson. Okay? They went and got Raheem Morris, who paid his dues. He can coach offense and defense. He was with the Rams. He was the Rams defensive coordinator. And you see how the Rams defense looked? With those young guys, Colby Turner. Now they got Brayton Frisk and Jared Versey. The Falcons went and got Kirk Cousins. Now, y'all know I'm not a fan of Kirk Cousins. Y'all know that. They went and got Matthew Judon, traded for him, and they signed Justin Simmons. Did the Falcons upgrade their roster? Yes or no? These were the teams that are on our schedule last year. This year, on paper, as far as the player-wise, they upgraded. That's how fast the NFL moves. Regardless of how you feel about the Texans and how you feel about the Falcons, those teams upgraded. You can't stay in one spot in the NFL because teams are trying to get better every year. Kirk Cousins is a significant upgrade over Desmond Ridder. That is an irrefutable fact. And they beat us with Desmond Ridder. Irrefutable fact. Irrefutable fact that Matthew Judon is a really good pass rusher. An irrefutable fact that Justin Simmons is an upgrade. Let me tell you how funny this is. I seen some of the Bucs fans and some of the fans. Oh, the Falcons went and got Matthew Judon, and they traded for Matthew Judon, and they got Justin Simmons. Those guys are not good. They're old, and nobody was trying to sign Justin Simmons. How you know that? Matthew Judon was hurt. It was a pec injury, but he's not good. Let me tell you how this works. I'm willing to bet 5 figures that if the Bucs traded for Matthew Judon and paired him with Yaya Diaby on the other side, and the Bucs signed Justin Simmons to pair him with Winfield Jr., I promise you, 98% of the Bucs fan base will be jumping up and down about our defense. We got Justin Simmons and Winfield Jr. Oh, it's unstoppable. We got Matthew Judon and Yaya Diaby. Oh, man, we're going to get to the pass rusher. But since the Falcons did it, it's old. That's terrible. That was a terrible trade. That was a terrible signing. They're old. Cut it out. There is no universe that Jordan Whitehead is better than Justin Simmons. He's never been better than Justin Simmons. Never will be. There is no NFL universe that will have Jordan Whitehead at safety over Justin Simmons right now. So don't give me this, oh, the Falcons, they shouldn't have signed Justin Simmons. Nobody tried to sign him. Oh, he's not good. He's old. There is no universe that Joe Tryon-Stoinka is better than Matthew Judon right now. There is no universe. There is no rankings. You will never see a ranking that has Jordan Whitehead over Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons has been a top 100 player for years, an all-pro. Jordan Whitehead has never been that. So my point is, if the Bucs sign Justin Simmons, you guys will be jumping up and down. You guys would be jumping up and down if we would have had Matthew Judon for a 4th round, 3rd round pick, or a Justin Simmons paired with Winfield Jr. Stop lying. And if you say, no, we wouldn't, we don't need them, you're lying. But my point is the Falcons in our division are going to be a problem. Whether you like it or not, it's not about the Saints anymore. It's about the Falcons now. It's the Bucs and the Falcons. The first to 10 wins, the first to 9 wins wins the division. So don't give me this down, like be a football fan. Don't be like, or be what you want to be. But if you so heavily biased for the Bucs and just disregard football thought process and football point of views, then you're delusional. That if you don't think the Falcons are much better than last year, then you're delusional. If you don't think the Falcons are going to be a problem with Kirk Cousins and Matthew Judon and Justin Simmons on the team, then I don't know what to tell you. Justin Simmons could have signed with multiple teams. Do not get it twisted. Justin Simmons, the good thing about being a good player, you have your pick of the litter. Matthew Judon got traded. So this is without a division. I can care less about the Saints and the Panthers. I'm looking at those Falcons like they're gonna be a problem. Because Justin Simmons is injury prone and Matthew Judon is injury prone. That goes for anybody. Or he might get hurt. That anybody can get hurt. It's NFL. So the Bucs, once again, at the end of the day, they're not a bad team. But to downplay what transpired within our division is asinine. That is poor football vision. To sit there and tell yourself the Falcons didn't do nothing. They didn't upgrade. They're not going to be good. What? We split with them last year with Desmond Ridder at quarterback. And for you to sit there and act like the Falcons are not going to be a problem, at least I'm being honest. Now, of course, I want the Bucs to beat the Falcons. Of course. Yes, I do. But do I think it's going to be easy? Hell no. They upgraded 3 positions. 3 positions. 3 guys that they did not have last year. A clear upgrade at quarterback, a clear upgrade at pass rusher, and a clear upgrade at safety. With Jesse Bates. Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates. With the 11th ranked defense that they had last year. They add Justin Simmons and Matthew Judon with the 11th ranked defense. Come on, man. My point is, it won't be a walk in the park. We're not just going to walk through the Falcons. It don't work like that in the divisions, especially within the division. And as far as the Texans, I don't even know if anybody will pick the Bucs over the Texans right now. Just saying. The Bucs are going to be a really good team or a possible really good team, but things got to be right. The secondary got to play better. The pass rush got to get to the quarterback without blitzing. The running game got to get better. If the Bucs can clean up those areas, of course the Bucs are going to be good. That's the point. But the NFL is so hard. It's not perfect. No team is perfect. Like, they say, any given Sunday, you can lose. Your team can lose. That's true. Just like we lost to the Colts. We lost to the Browns. You get what I'm saying? We lost to the Falcons. Any given Sunday. The Bucs can't have no WTF games. Falcons, Texans, Colts, Browns. The WTF games was what's going to hurt the Bucs. But, the Bucs are known to give us a couple of WTF games. But anyway, shout out to all the Powder Sea Bandits. I just want to come on here for about an hour to talk about the state of the Bucs as far as their preseason recap and the roster. The roster looks ready to roll. Well, the roster looks good, but now we need to see the results from Todd Bowles. Jason Light overhauled the roster from old to young. Now it's up to Todd Bowles. It's not Baker Mayfield. No, it's up to Todd Bowles. He's the deciding factor of the Bucs being a average at best team or an above average team. It comes down to him. And so far, the results have produced 2 NFC South championships, division championships, a playoff record of 1-1. But can the Bucs break through the average level? Can they break through the average threshold? Meaning, can they go from middle of the pack to above? Can they go from tier 3 to tier 2? Because I think we can agree that the Bucs are not a tier 1 team, and they're not a tier 2 team, in my opinion. They're right in the middle. And if you look at the rankings, there was a couple of NFL power rankings. The Bucs are 16. That's right where I would have them at. I would have the Bucs middle of the pack because of the question marks. Now, can the question marks get answered? Of course. But that's remaining to be seen in the regular season. We're 1 week away, folks. Next Sunday, get your game faces on. I'm going to be live in effect. Stay tuned for the schedule prediction with the record prediction before the season starts. With that being said, shout out to all the powers of Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining for me. Thank you for joining BucosLocker for this hour of preseason recap, roster thoughts. Folks, one more video for the offseason next week. Stay tuned. Record prediction. Schedule. Subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. Share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. With that being said, fire the cannons. Seize the day. Raise a flag. Hashtag it's time. Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag probability over possibility. Hashtag what are we doing? Hashtag why? Hashtag don't get mad at me. I don't play the game. I don't coach it. I just talk about it. BucosLocker, I'm out. I'll see y'all next week. Deuces.